Hey guys, this is WhirlwindKnight here, bringing you YCS Indianapolis discussion with my friend here, Blitz. And we're going to talk about all these amazing deck lists here for you guys, except this one that I'm showing you right now. That's terrible. Click out of that. Let's start off with Jarel Winston's Hieratics deck profile. Um, looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. 19
Yeah,
monsters, 11 spells, 10 traps. Um, what
yeah,
do I?
it's a very interesting engine to mix the car carry and the machina.
Yeah.
So, how do you think he did with how do you think he came up with adding it, like which car carries to run with the machina engine and all that?
Well, when you run the Karakuris, it seems like they only play like three tuners or whatever, like three Karakuri cards.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, like that seems standard, but the Machinas, I guess he did it to thin his deck more. Since you summon Gear Frame and you search for a fortress and like everything's machine, so you just discard it except for Valor and Gores.
yeah.
Um,
I think I really like it just because it's really explosive with the car carry engine, but it can also be more controlling once he summons Fortress to the
yeah.
field.
Fortress is really good because when you try to like target it or something, you can't really like target it necessarily. You have to destroy by battle, and then even if you do destroy by battle, it destroys a card in the field. So you have to destroy by card effect, which really
Yeah,
sucks.
it's still a 1-for-1 no matter what.
Yeah, and like if you deprison, if you try to deprison the fortress, he gets to see a card. He gets to see your hand and choose a card out of it. So or compulse. Like either way, like if you do any of those moves, then your opponent has to do something about it. Like which is I
Yeah, the
like.
only thing they can really do is solemn it or bottomless it.
Yeah,
For
bottomless or
I
mirror
mean,
force.
yeah, it's a really versatile card. I mean, I love that card. I haven't got a chance to run it in a lot of decks, but this is a really interesting build that I might have to try out myself.
Yeah. What about the side deck? Because we see two kinetic soldiers for those warrior heroes and six samurais that he didn't, I don't think, get to play. And then we see like defisure, Gauss and match, needle sealing, soul drain. I guess people
Yeah.
really hated people really hated dark roads.
Oh yeah, apparently, because that really hurt me seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at it just really just pisses me off, just because I am a Dark World user. But it's a very interesting choice, as in choosing it over Shadow Imprisoning, which I'm sure if he would have known that Jarell, or not Jarell, Billy Brake was using Inzektors, he probably would have used Shadow Imprisoning over Soul Drain.
Yeah. But I think it was a nice deck. It's nice how like Jarrell's been like choosing cards, I guess, to see more light, I guess, in tournament play. What about his extra deck down there?
I mean,
Seems standard to me.
yeah,
Um,
it's really heavily relying on them Exceeds and
yeah,
some Synchros, but
yeah.
it really likes the Exceeds.
It seems like lots of people have been playing that Gaia Charger even when they can't overlay for it,
Yeah,
just because I guess you can like steal your opponent's monster with the mind controller or something like that.
yeah, that's what it really puzzled me at first. Whenever I saw that, I was like, I don't even know what he can play this with, and I was like, oh wait, he plays Mind Control, and I guess you could Monster Reborn a Tyrant, Tyrius, or whatever, but
Yeah.
that'd be a bad play in my opinion. But
Yeah, but yeah, you can monster reborn, you can mind control, which I like. I mean, it's and it does piercing, so like if it can get in there.
yeah, I mean, it'd probably be more for facing windups once you get down to the grind game.
Okay, so moving on to the next deck, we're gonna go to Billy Brake and his awesome Inzektors. Oh no, white screen for me. Oh no, wait a
Uh,
minute. Okay, we're back. We're back, YouTube viewers. Yeah, that was something bad happened. It's all good. Let's go back
yeah,
to it. Billy Breaks Inzektors though.
it's a very interesting build. I had heard a couple people talk about running Mystic Tomato, but I've seen more Armageddon Knight lately, and
Yeah,
to see Mystic Tomato was really really surprising, especially with people not even noblemen with crossout and stuff like that. In case you decided to set it.
Yeah. What I didn't like though is the fact that he played 3 Ladybug. Now I know that like Ladybug is cool and all because you can like make fives a lot, and that you have card troopers. So if you mill one, it's really good. But the one thing I don't like about Ladybug is that even if you with even maxing out Ladybug, it's like if you draw Ladybug, like what can you do with Ladybug if you draw like if you just draw Ladybug by itself? It's like it's an Inzektor. Like it's just really bad. All you can do is hope that you draw like Ladybug and like a Gigamantis to save your life or something like that. Like
Yeah,
I think Hopper could have took out like one Ladybug or maybe even 2 Ladybug for a Hopper or two, just because Hopper is like you can get direct attacks in. So your opponent has like some big, let's say they have like some huge monster or whatever, and you can get like some little damage per game. You could just poke them directly. Plus with Messenger apiece, you could poke them for like damage or whatever, and they can't kill you because they can't
yeah.
attack. So I mean, I really thought that would have been better with that, but I mean, it's preference. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because I have a few friends that have been playing Inzektors and they really like Hopper. I've actually seen somebody OTK somebody with Hopper, so
Yeah,
it's been. I mean, it's just. I think Hopper's a better choice, but Billy Brake is the pro, and he's the one that decides that he's going to main 3 Ladybug instead of a
yeah,
Hopper.
that's
So,
true.
what about them hand traps? He runs 2 Max C and 2 Effect Veiler.
Well, because of the fact that like you can't really since Dragonfly's at 1, it doesn't really mean any. Like if you max see someone at the right time, it doesn't really matter because like if you don't draw Dragonfly or whatever, like centipedes in like a group, then you feel pretty good about yourself. Like drawing like a centipede, drawing multiple centipedes off of max C is just like a sad face. It's just like the worst thing ever to me in Inzektors.
Yeah,
Like if you draw multiple of centipede or you draw like multiple of like dragonfly or ladybug, I mean ladybug or hopper, it's just I don't know, it's just disappointing. But his hand traps, 2 Veiler and 2 Maxi. I don't know what I would say to that. I mean, I see no Thunder King, but Card Trooper can suicide Thunder King, so I mean,
yeah, and I mean, personally, I kind of like the hand traps just because Max C helps speed it up because you are playing 1 Dragonfly and you want to get to that, pretty quick, which is why you have 3 Centipedes, search it out, 2 Mystic Tomatoes, all that. It's all to help speed it up.
yeah, seems legit. I like Armageddon. I love Tomato into Armageddon. I like the only targets he really has for Tomato is the Tomato, the Dragonfly, and the Sangan. Because like I guess you would have to be desperate to get the Ladybug off of that or something
I
like
mean, you
I
can
don't know.
get Dragonfly, Hornet,
Yeah,
the Ladybugs,
his trap
Sand.
lineup though, it seems pretty standard. I understand why he didn't play Torrential, only because of the fact that like you want field presence. You don't want to like have a big field and then have a Torrential and not have anything else, and then have to destroy everything just to stop at like a BLS or something. Like that doesn't seem plausible.
Yeah, well, I know I have a few friends that play a few different traps, so I'm going to ask you about a couple of these traps. I have a friend who plays 2 or 3 limit reverse. How do you feel about that?
2 or 3 what?
Limit reverse, the one that gets 1,000 attack monster from your graveyard. It's basically like another Call of the Haunted.
Oh
For
yeah, it
attack monster.
seems cool, but I think Kalahana is more versatile just because like
Well, he runs both, so
okay. Well, I could see that. I could see like if you play like 3 calls and like a limit reverse or something, or
yeah, that's basically what he does. I mean, he likes getting that dragonfly back and all that. He does a lot of like armory arm plays with Baylor and all that kind of stuff with it.
that seems pretty cool. Seems neat. Let's go into this side deck. It just seems. I'm just gonna say it's standard. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it. It just seems like the right stuff to choose.
Yeah, I like with the wind as much wind ups are being played. I like the 3 goes a match,
Yeah,
and the needle ceiling helps with the wind up matchup. Obviously, Messenger piece is just really good card for heroes and Dino Rabbit.
yeah.
Just seen a lot of plays lately, especially from wind ups too.
It is. I see how he was like. he was not scared whatsoever with the Grapha Dark Road matchup. Like he just was not caring. He didn't care at all. I guess because he had all the he could just like side in a whole bunch of back row, and they would side in like MSCs, and he could just like side in level limits and messenger piece and just sit there and pop stuff. Plus, I think
Yeah.
that matchup kind of goes to Inzektors if you pop the right cards.
I mean, it kind of just depends on what they also get. If they get out skill drain, then it's kind of a I'm going to stall you out till I can get my MST. Same,
Yeah.
from both sides.
So yeah, First, I should have said congratulations to Jarel, for top 16 with his gear GGXs. I'm just gonna call them GG cards, the GG cards. I mean, Gear is just GG. I mean, and then Billy Break with his awesome Zektors and top 8. Felt good. I
Yeah.
felt really good to see. Like I was like so happy to see Inzektors in top 8. Like I've been playing Inzektors since Inzektors were Inzektors. And those were the good old days with 3 Dragonfly and 3 Hornet. You guys are gonna hate me, but I love those days. Um, and then this happened, and he just chose a great meta call, like Inzektors. Bam! Like what you gonna do now? You didn't even see this
Yeah.
deck in the longest time, and it just pops up in your face.
Yeah, I agree. I have a friend who went to regionals. He decided he was going to make a meta call. He took Inzektors to regional, and he said that he did insanely good. I don't know what he placed, but he did really good with Inzektors at regionals. It's just a really good meta call deck right now.
Yeah. Moving on, let's go to Chaos Dragons. It was 10-0 in Swiss. 10-0. I mean, this guy was just Shefton or whatever I can't remember his name. Was it Shefton? Something like that.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the
But
video.
yeah, like this, he just like completely just dominated every matchup. I mean, this guy just, I guess he just drew all of his side deck that he needed. Like Trag was just way too big for people. I don't know. I don't know, but this deck list is just nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I kind of questioned all the. His name was Stefan Bizzle, by the way,
Oh
but
man, I can't believe I just messed up his name. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
he's. I question the hand traps because he mains so many hand traps: 2 Trag, 2 Max, 2 Valor, and a Gores. But it's really versatile considering he doesn't have any protection mained. So
Well, yeah, I think the hand traps were a good idea, especially Valor, because if you have dead Valors, then I mean you could just discard them for Pulsar.
yeah, especially with that Night Assailant
Yeah.
combo.
Yep.
Get back Raikou. I mean, I love that combo with Pulsar and Night Assailant.
Yeah. So good, so good.
I mean, I think the main deck's pretty standard, other than maybe the Dimensional Alchemist. Obviously, that was a really good tech.
Yeah, that was really good tech, and you could like crash it or whatever if you needed to so bad. Like you could just make it 18 then crash.
Yeah, and then get your BLS that you banished. So
Yeah, pretty good plays overall. I think Trag though is just too great right now. Like Trag just makes windups and stuff really really sad, just because like he just gets so big, and as soon as you go over 2500, it just seems like there's nothing else you can do.
yeah, especially off of Max D.
Yeah, especially after Maxi. You Maxi, man, that's just too good. On his side deck,
Yeah.
everyone was just hating on you, man. They just do not like those dark. They do not like Dark Worlds, man. How do you feel about that? How do you feel?
Well, he was going to actually side 2, and then I watched the video, and he said he talked to his friend, and he was maining 3, or siding 3. So he decided to side 3, which I can't blame him. Dark Worlds are good enough to screw you over if you don't side for them enough. So
Yeah,
the 2 Prohibitions, 3 MST, and 3 Gemini Imps really just doesn't like me today.
yeah. How do you feel about that? Those compulses everyone been. Compulse is like the champion card right now. Champion trap, man.
Yeah, well, you know, with all those Starlights and Stardust being played, it goes back to the Stardust era. How do you get rid of it? You compulse it.
Yeah.
I
How do you
mean,
get
it's
rid of other big threats? You just compulse them. Like
Yep.
I mean, I feel sad for like the person that was like made to compulse like a BLS or something. Like that's the only thing they could do to live that term was to compulse a BLS. Like I just feel bad for people like that.
Yeah, it's. I would hate to be in their
What
shoes
kind of
if.
situation do you have to be in to compulse BLS? Like, oh man. Other
I've
than
been
that,
forced to do it once or twice, but I don't do it unless I'm pretty sure I can get game next turn.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Unless they just drop it in front of you again.
or unless you amazingly top deck your prohibition and call PLS.
Yeah. How do you feel about Exostag over like I think right now I mean Exabeetle. Exabeetle in my opinion is like my favorite rank 6. I love Bouncer, but I feel like Exabeetle is like my favorite rank
Bouncer is
6.
all right, but Exabeetle is definitely one of my favorite rank sixes just because of the Pulsar combo with it.
Yeah. And
It's just an
he
amazing
just
card.
like takes stuff away. Like he just makes stuff like no.
Yeah, especially for cards that it has to destroy in order to trigger. That's where Exabeetle comes in because he's just like, screw you, I'm going to send you to the grave instead.
Yep.
Because I've actually used that against the Stardust. It was a really good card. Held me out a lot in that matchup.
Yeah. Congratulations to Doan
Stefan.
Stefan. Okay. Yep, Stefan. We got this. We got this. Moving on. Let's talk about what's the second place windups? Second place windups.
Oh, I don't even know.
That final
He
match is
must.
retarded.
Yeah.
Like windups versus Six Sams. It was like I bet it if that game had to be a 3 match game to me. Was it 3 match?
Yeah.
It was.
I don't know. I didn't get to watch the video. He kind of
I don't know.
got in short.
Maybe he did. Maybe they went into game 3. But if they just went and like someone got 2-0'd. Like if this guy just got 2-0'd, I don't know. I don't know, man. But let's get into the deck list. No hand traps whatsoever. This guy did not care. No 42. No gores.
Yeah, I mean, with 13 traps, you don't really need
No.
hand traps unless you're maining max C.
Yeah, that's true.
And I guess he figured he had a strong enough advantage not to run max C. So
Yeah. I think this is like one of the only top decks in the top that we've been talking about that actually played Thunder King. Like every other deck that we've discussed so far has not played Thunder King.
I mean, they've sided him, but that's about it.
Yeah. Have they sided him?
But yeah,
Oh yeah, they did. Chaos Dragon
yeah,
sided him.
Chaos Dragons and
Jarel
Gear.
sided him. Oh my bad. they were
Gear.
sided. Okay then.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's a really good main card, especially in this format, especially with Gear and heroes being so freaking popular.
yep.
I mean, I guess Jarrell must have hated it.
Yep. Yeah, I know. How do you feel about the? I don't know. It seems like Cyber Dragon has been more prevalent over System Down. Maybe just
Yeah,
because Cyber Dragon's a monster and it can bait out stuff. And System
yeah,
Down's
and
just like, they can
it can
negate it.
also run over stuff or bait out TKR stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I still love System Down. I mean, I love System Down and I love Cyber Dragon. I just guess it's what you feel is better for the situation. Cyber Dragon seems though to be the card that is being chosen more so over System Down.
oh yeah. How do you feel about the Shockmaster? It's been played in a lot of decks.
Oh yeah, reprint. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Everyone's gonna be making Shockmasters, man.
Shockmaster, almost every deck that can run it is running it now.
Guys out there, I would advise you to buy me, just buy me and Blitz tens, Hanzo tens, only Hanzo tens. We deserve it.
I would not argue at all.
We love Hanzo. Yes, we just love Hanzo. We just love the tens. You can't have any of the cards inside of it, but we just want you to buy us tens. That's all.
Yeah, definitely support Yu-Gi-Oh, support Konami.
Yep, support them. Buy all the tens. Like make them sell out. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this guy's side deck?
Oh, side deck for this guy? Needle Ceiling's great. The third MST seems good. Messenger Piece, any little deck, any deck like Windups and Inzektors are going to side that now. Soul Taker, yeah, you got threats because you can't get over everything. Aegis is like the only time, Aegis and Tires are like the only time you're going to ever get over anything.
Yep.
And
That or 10 tempo if you can get it strong enough off of Zen mains.
yeah, in 10 tempo.
How do
Let's
you feel about
see.
that extra deck, speaking of 10 tempo and Adrius? I mean, no Maestro.
Yeah, no Maestro. I mean, come on, like, come on. You can flip a monster face down, and you can stop your first turn. Like, if you would have made Maestro instead of just continually going off the max E like he did apparently against the Sam guy, he could just sat on Maestro instead of like. You don't have to commit to the field and make shot. Just make a Maestro. Like, you give them one card. What 2 cards? You give them 2 cards.
Yeah, it's a +1. I mean, -1 for you, but you know, it helps stop your play and it gets you. It's pretty much as in mains out on the field. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I would
you
not
don't
give
really
them.
use it as much for the popping as you do to keep
Yeah.
control.
I'm not giving someone 4 cards just to make a Shockmaster. Like, I'm just not going to give them 4 cards. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe it's because some people do go all the way and give them the opponent like 4 or 5 cards for the Shockmaster, and then you got
Back
me
up the
that as soon
game.
as I see
Yeah,
Max C, I'm like, well, you don't. I'm not going to do it unless you got so many cards in your. Like, if you drop Max C and you have like 2 cards in your hand when you drop it, then I might just go Shockmaster. But if you have like already like 3, 4 cards in your hand and you drop Max C on me, then I'm just going to stop. I'm just gonna stop. It's too many.
yeah. That's in my opinion that would be the best option, but it's you know personal preference on who's playing it, who's piloting it, and also what kind of hand you open with. If you have to play aggressively, that's something you have to do. Like if you open up all monsters.
Yeah. But I wonder how many times, just like in the video that the Kiko25 did. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the Sam deck profile that we're gonna get to. But like in the Sam deck profile, they asked how many times did he open Gateway. I want to know how many times this guy opened Magician Shark. I mean, like,
Yeah,
how many times did you open Magician Shark? I want to ask Stefan how many times he didn't open Future Fusion. Like, I just want to ask him, like, hey, bro, how many times
yeah.
did you open Future
Last
Fusion?
format.
How many times you open it, man? Did you open it at all? Did you almost draw it? I mean, come on, tell me.
Yeah.
And then ask Billy Break how many times he opened the OTK. That's what I want to know. How many times did you have OTK? Seems
Yeah.
fascinating.
I mean, it's just crazy, like how it does have to do a lot with sacking. You know how hard you open.
Yep. Last deck. Bam Sams. They won the YCS. Junior did. That's what his name was. He was not a junior. He was a senior. Um, he was a senior at Pilot in this deck. I mean, he made choices that I didn't even think about. Like one Elder. I mean, I would maybe 2. I mean, I don't know. This guy knew what he was talking about, though. I mean, he knew his plays.
He knew them well enough to know that they would work well enough to apparently win. But then again, you know, he opened Gateway 5 times that day.
Five
So,
times that. 5 times on what, Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. 5 times Sunday, 3 times
yeah,
Saturday. Well, he did. He opened the way he wanted, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, apparently it's a consistent enough deck.
it looks pretty well
Yeah.
built.
I mean, I haven't used Sam since, you know, synchros were released. So,
Yeah.
you know, as far as the deck choices, I think he made a really good call on the Dark 6 Sam. I don't remember the name, but destroys the face down monster whenever it attacks.
Yep. The Eru.
You know,
I've been
yeah,
seeing a lot of people tech playing that now, just because you can go anestheticism with Kaigeki when it goes to 17, and then beat over a face down, beat down the face down.
especially with the snowmans and the Geargias.
Yeah, snowmans, gear gears, all that crap. So since we can just say that this main deck looks pretty standard, because Inishi and Eru, I guess, were his MVPs with
Yeah,
along with Shin.
Square.
But let's go to the side deck. 2 Cyber Dragons, 1 Effect Veiler. I mean,
Yeah.
when did you draw that Effect Veiler off of the Maxis, man? I mean, like the 1 Effect
Like,
Veiler,
I
you
wonder
couldn't.
what he sided it in.
Yeah, I wonder what he sided the Effect Veiler in against. Like, or did he ever draw it? Like, it just seemed like a card. Like, one of.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you played Billy Break, you probably sided Baylor in.
Yeah, but 3 puppet plants. What was this guy really like? What does he have to be afraid of if he has not? If he just makes Naturia Beast against heroes, like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
like I'm not sure what he was thinking on the three plants. I don't know if he feared the mirror match, going into it,
yeah,
which he said that he did side him in for the mirror match, which I don't know how many Sams were there, but
yeah, like,
it's a decent card, but
I mean, I know mirror
I think
match
it's
really hurts, but like there are other. I think there were other matchups that hurt more. Like, I don't know. It was his
apparently he
call.
made the right call.
Yeah, I mean, he made the right call. This retarded fire monster that destroys back row or something like that, right? I don't know. I can't remember what it does.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's come on. I remember that much.
All I know is that it destroys spell and trap cards. Like, so there you go, Yu-Gi-Oh players. There's your new Hollow Super Six Samurai that you guys are gonna go run and get, buy triples of, and sell the rest of them. So go run now. It's really late at night. Walmart should still be open though, something like that. Go find them, and then give them to me because you guys don't want them, and then I'll sell them back to you. Moving on. D Fisher. Seriously? Like, what? Like, he said it hurt Geargia or something like that. Machina Geargia. Like, what? Like, he
I
cited that
don't
in.
remember that part.
I would have cited in Nobleman a cross out. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, because if he wouldn't have sided in D-Fissure, he would have had, like, little to no Dark World hate unless he happened to open Notoria Beast.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty hard matchup if you don't open Shien, Notoria Beast, or one of your side cards.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it could have been for extra Dark World hate.
It could have
I
been
don't know.
Dark World. I mean, but if you have 2 shadows, I would just play 1 D Fissure and then, like,
Yeah.
side something else. I mean, you have 3 cards already. Stop that stuff.
Yeah, and it kind of conflicts with your Inishi also, so...
Yeah. The second MST, because he plays that back row 6 am. I could see why he didn't play the third, because, like, you could, I guess, negate the, you have to pay 2,000 to negate the little 6 samurai or compulse it or something, which already raced the spell or trap card. So that means, like, you just wasted a spell or trap that it's just like a bait out card. And then the MST, I mean, it could be negated by a judgment or something like that. So
Yeah.
I can see why it was cool to just play side the second one, but I don't know. Maybe you might want to play 3 or something. Take out a second pepper plant. I don't know. 3 rivalry.
So, apparently, Rivalry was his MVP side,
Yeah,
especially because of windups.
yeah. Lots of windups in other decks, except that Hieratics that he had a hard time with apparently.
Yeah,
But,
I would love to see that deck list.
yeah, I do. I really wish I would have found it or something like that. Would have been cool because I love Hieratics. I'm trying to actually finish mine, and then Gustav Max is coming out. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, I would love to get it just because I haven't really taken much of the time to sit down and actually build mine yet from the last format. Just kind of gave up on that for a little bit, but
Yeah.
they've slowly been rising back, so I might look into it again.
Yeah. Okay. Now 2 Shadow and Prisoner Mirror. That seems standard. People don't like Dark Worlds. I mean, Inzektors now.
Nobody likes Dark Worlds. I feel so much hate.
Extra deck, Chimera Fortress. He played Decisive Armor, which was really funny to me because he was like the only person I guess that really didn't like agents either. Like he didn't like light or dark decks like at all.
Apparently, and apparently he didn't have to use it. So
Yeah, so I mean, lucky him.
Yeah.
Shin, Mistworm. He could just make all types of levels. I guess he didn't care.
Extra deck, in my opinion.
Yeah, he made his extra deck pretty out there. He could just make whatever he felt like, I guess.
Yeah. Only thing, I kind of miss, he could have taken out Decisive Armor for C39 Utopia Ray, but
Yeah, something.
I guess he didn't need it.
XYZ's Adrius for his puppet plant plays. That's about it. Cyber Dragon, Grandmaster. I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, that's what he said it was for.
Yeah. Blade armor, everything else is just like standard. I mean, everyone just seems to play those cards in their extra deck, so
Yeah, anything that uses warriors uses X-Cal and Blade Armor now.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing really to discuss anymore, guys. I mean, Shein as the card's gonna go up and stuff, and
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
There's nothing really else to discuss in that extra deck. It's pretty standard.
yeah. Well, guys, I'm about done with this deck profile stuff for YCS Indy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Blitz, you got anything you want to say?
Uh, Thanks for watching. If you want to check me out, it's parentheses GON parentheses space Blitzkrieg.
Yep. Peace, guys.